This dumb defies logic. 99% of dinosaurs lack this feature. Welcome to the world of Pachycephalosaurus, the dome-headed dinosaur. Its most defining feature is a spectacular, solid bone structure. This dome could reach up to 10 inches thick in some specimens. And it was an evolutionary marvel, perfectly engineered for high impact. And now that we understand the structure, let's explore its function. Scientists have long debated the primary purpose of this unique cranial armor. A hypothesis, one suggests defense against large predators attacking from above. The dome provided an effective shield for the brain housed beneath. Evidence points to extremely dense, intertwined bone fibers within the dome structure. However, the dome is not perfectly uniform, suggesting another purpose. A hypothesis too involves intraspecific display, perhaps for mate selection. A larger, more robust dome could signal superior genetic fitness to rivals. These peripheral knobs might have served as visual embellishments in courtship rituals. Now that we understand display theories, let us examine headbutting. This behavior, known as ritualized combat, is the most popular theory. The dome acted as a shock absorber, protecting vital structures during impact. Crucially, the entire neck and spine needed reinforcement for this activity. Paleontological evidence suggests juveniles had less substantial domes initially. This supports a model where the structure developed with maturity and combat experience. But what about modern studies challenging this direct head-on collision idea? Some biomechanical models suggest pure headbutting risks catastrophic brain trauma. But this leads to the flanking hypothesis, glancing blows rather than full frontal impacts. The Pachycephalosaurus might have angled its attack to target the opponent's ribs or shoulder. By understanding these fights reveals much about their complex social structures. Their forward-facing eyes suggest excellent binocular vision for depth perception. But we must also consider the respiratory and sensory functions inherent in the skull. The Pachycephalosaurus existed during the late Cretaceous period, a time of giants. It was not the largest dinosaur, but certainly one of the most uniquely armored. But its herbivorous diet required simple shearing, unlike the specialized jaws of carnivores. But the back of the skull features distinctive bony spikes and nodules. But these spikes likely enhanced the visual impression during threat displays. Could the hollow spaces within the dome resonate sound for communication? If used in combat, the goal was dominance, not destruction. And the Pachycephalosaurus needed rapid recovery to maintain its social standing. The fossil evidence often shows wear and tear consistent with repeated contact. The remains of Pachycephalosaurus are found across specific sedimentary layers worldwide. on, their environment was characterized by fluctuating moisture levels and lush flora. The powerful neck muscles anchored the dome, essential for delivering kinetic energy. Imagine the shear force generated by 2 tons colliding at speed. Or the brain itself was small relative to the skull size, surprisingly protected. This suggests motor control prioritized impact delivery over complex processing. The dome might also function as a simple deterrent against persistent harassment. The rear spikes provided defense against attacks from the side or behind. They needed energy reserves to fuel these intense, energy-demanding competitive displays. Comparing Pachycephalosaurus to its relatives shows an extreme specialization. A complex vascularization within the skull may have helped manage rapid temperature changes. With these social interactions likely dictated breeding success within the population. But even minor impacts create vibrations traveling through the substrate. But airflow through the nasal passages was also critical during exertion. But the truth likely involves a combination, display defense, and controlled combat. The Pachycephalosaurus evolved a structure optimized for multiple concurrent pressures. But this evolutionary commitment to cranial fortification is unparalleled in its time. Even in repose, the massive dome serves as a clear signal of its identity. Each bone fragment we discover unlocks another layer of this fascinating puzzle. The ongoing study of biomechanics continues to refine our understanding of its life. The Pachycephalosaurus demonstrates evolution's capacity for extreme specialization. It thrived by turning its head into an evolutionary battering ram or shield. The unanswered questions surrounding the dome make the Pachycephalosaurus truly memorable. This magnificent creature reminds us that nature always finds the most robust solution.